professional league, folks. I mean, God, God dang. God dog. I mean, I mean, what are we supposed to say? That's yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's enough. So, yeah. This guy right down here, Adam Silver would never laugh out loud. He wouldn't. I give Adam Silver a lot of hell. I've given that son of a bitch lots of hell. Oh,
The sports world witnessed an extraordinary situation during the WNBA All-Star festivities when Unrivaled, the competing women's basketball organization, established a dominant presence throughout the entire celebration. This rival professional league managed to capture significant attention while operating as a direct challenger to the established WNBA structure. During these events, Commissioner Cathy Engelbert found herself in an unusual position, appearing at various social gatherings and entertainment functions rather than addressing the competitive dynamics unfolding. Video footage emerged showing the commissioner participating in recreational activities at what appeared to be casual social events, raising questions about priorities during such a crucial weekend for the league. The contrast becomes stark when comparing leadership approaches across professional sports.
over the last 5 years, I can honestly say, yeah, no. So the other competitor professional basketball league is now being covered in an article from Adweek, how the Unrivaled scored an underdog win at the WNBA All-Star Weekend. All the while, look at this. Nafisi Collier puts this out on the 19th.
NBA Commissioner Adam Silver maintains a notably different public presence, rarely engaging in such casual public displays while managing his league's affairs. Silver has faced considerable criticism over recent years, yet his professional demeanor remains consistently measured and business-focused. Meanwhile, the competing basketball organization gained substantial media coverage, with Adweek publishing detailed analysis titled "How Unrivaled Scored an Underdog Win at the WNBA All-Star Weekend." This coverage highlighted the strategic positioning of the rival league during the WNBA's premier annual event. Nafisa Collier made significant announcements on social media platforms, revealing that Unrivaled, with Samsung Galaxy as presenting sponsor, had secured name, image, and likeness agreements with 14 prominent women's college basketball players. Among these signings was Audi Crooks from Iowa State, a player who has generated considerable buzz and is widely regarded as having exceptional future potential in women's basketball.
Unrivaled, presented by Samsung Galaxy, just signed 14 of women's college hoop stars to NIL deals, including somebody I think that's going to be the next big thing, which is Audi Crooks on here, right here out of Iowa State. I've done actual videos on that young lady. She's going to be a star. You got the vice president of
The players' union perspective emerged through statements about compensation and league development. Representatives emphasized that athletes are the fundamental building blocks of any successful league, arguing that their contributions through dedication and effort have created the foundation for incoming revenue streams. This perspective suggests that players deserve significant portions of the financial benefits they help generate. Gabby Williams previously made public statements indicating that the WNBA appears to discourage players from participating in alternative professional leagues. This approach makes strategic sense from an ownership perspective, as team investments in players carry inherent risks when those same players compete elsewhere.
the CBA right here talking about getting paid from the WNBA.
The players of what is building this brand in this league. There is no league without the players. And, the past, present, the ones coming up, they're the ones that have put in the blood, sweat, and tears for the new money that's coming in. And so we feel like we are owed a piece of that pie that we helped to create. So that's basically what that is.
Okay. So
Professional basketball involves physical demands that could potentially result in injuries, threatening the value of organizational investments. The NBA provides a relevant comparison through its relationship with Ice Cube's Big Three League. Commissioner Silver has maintained distance from that competing organization, demonstrating how established leagues typically handle competitive threats. The situation becomes more complex when examining the dual roles of certain individuals. Nafisa Collier serves as vice president of the Players Association, while simultaneously being involved with Unrivaled.
We heard Gabby Williams. I made a video the other day. She come right out and said the WNBA, it sounds like to them, wants to stop players from playing in other professional leagues. And I think they should. I think they should want that. If the owners are going to make the investment in these players, then the players are an investment. You run the risk of damaging the investment by getting hurt in a different competitor league.
Breanna Stewart holds similar dual responsibilities. These overlapping positions raise legitimate concerns about potential conflicts of interest, despite assurances that no such conflicts exist. Unrivaled strategic presence during All-Star Weekend was extensive and well-coordinated. The league established operations at 416 West Bash Street in Indianapolis, creating an engaging environment for fans unable to travel to Miami for actual games. This represented an expansion from their previous year's smaller presence at the Fenty Beauty Ladies Night event, with Chief Brand Officer Kirby Porter acknowledging the need for greater impact.
It's professional basketball. Again, for the umpteenth time. There's a reason Adam Silver in the NBA won't do business with Ice Cube in the Big Three. So, of course, that was Nafisa Collier wearing a WNBA jersey. Here she is, right here. She is a vice president of the PA. So is Breanna Stewart. And, which is absolutely absurd. They're directly involved in the negotiations. But we could get...
The promotional strategy centered on providing fans with intimate access to player perspectives through Symphora presentation partnerships. Unrivaled constructed a replica of their Miami facility, offering visitors authentic behind-the-scenes experiences of their league operations. State Farm, a major sponsor, created an interactive general manager's office at the entrance, allowing fans to make team-related decisions and engage with franchise management concepts. This sponsorship connection becomes particularly noteworthy given State Farm's relationship with Caitlin Clark, one of basketball's most marketable stars. Ally Financial established elaborate locker room displays where guides, including Unrivaled founders Breanna Stewart and Nafisa Collier, showcase team-specific uniforms and footwear.
Getting told there's no conflict of interest. All the while, Unrivaled took over the All-Star Weekend. WNBA allowed the competitor to come in and run amok all over their weekend. During the WNBA All-Star Weekend, bookended by labor talks and player protest, Unrivaled Basketball emerged as a major winner. Unrivaled finished its inaugural 3-on-3 season earlier this week.
Having spent a complete season with their branding prominently featured on Unrivaled jerseys, Ally demonstrated willingness to follow the league to the WNBA's most significant annual gathering, where they also maintained sponsorship relationships. Samsung facilitated Professional Media Day photo opportunities for fans, while Sora provided glamour stations and complete tunnel walk experiences, leading to a full-scale replica of the Unrivaled court. Players made regular appearances throughout the weekend, creating continuous fan engagement opportunities. Under Armour contributed by operating a comprehensive merchandise store for 2 days, offering fans direct access to official Unrivaled products. The entire operation provided fans with detailed insights into league operations, brand partnerships, and player interactions, delivering experiences.
Earlier this year in Miami, over the WNBA All-Star Weekend, set up a space at 416 Wabash Street in Indianapolis to bring some energy to fans who couldn't make the trip south for games. Unrivaled made an appearance at the WNBA All-Star last year during the Fenty Beauty's Ladies Night event, but Chief Brand Officer Kirby Porter said the league had to think bigger this time around.
According to Stephanie Marino, Ally's head of sports and entertainment marketing, the blueprint created significant value for fan engagement. The strategy focused on providing access and player proximity, elements that marketing teams actively sought to embrace. The name, image, and likeness deals extended beyond Audi Crooks to include other prominent college players such as Olivia Miles at TCU and Juju Watkins at USC, representing significant investments in future talent development. All these activities occurred during the WNBA's premier annual celebration, demonstrating Unrivaled's successful execution of counter-programming strategies. The rival league deserves recognition for securing substantial investor backing and comprehensive sponsor support across multiple major brands.
Before Clark era of the WNBA. The BC era of the WNBA, like, legitimately is a different league. It's a different league entirely. A lot of the time the games weren't on prime time. Nobody cared. Nobody cared about their games. And the All-Star game pulled in less viewers than an average Caitlin Clark game. And that is, by the way, this is ESPN, ABC, Disney Plus. Like, this is on all of them combined.
However, these sponsors will eventually expect measurable returns through improved television ratings, which have been notably disappointing. The league consistently underperformed against programming like AEW Collision, a secondary wrestling broadcast that regularly attracted larger audiences on Saturday programming. Even second-tier wrestling content significantly outperformed this new basketball league from a viewership perspective. The conflict of interest concerns persist when considering that Collier serves as Players Union Vice President, while Brianna Stewart holds similar union responsibilities, yet both remain deeply involved with Unrivaled operations during WNBA All-Star Weekend. The proximity of their promotional activities to official WNBA events raises obvious questions about competing loyalties.
Like, this is on all of them combined. It's on ESPN Plus, ABC, and Disney Plus. Man, if Caitlin Clark plays a random game on ABC, it's going to get close to 3 million. Well, not 3 million is an exaggeration, but it's going to get 2.5 million minimum. 1.3 million viewers, fair play. But like, it's up 89%. Oh no, we're going to do it to 2023 here. I mean, I'm not joking when I say this. Like, you can have anything. You can have anything. Like, just for example, I'm just going to use, again, it's easier to make an opinion and make a point on my own.
Collier notably wore Unrivaled branded clothing during the WNBA All-Star Draft, making her divided allegiances visually apparent during official league proceedings. Meanwhile, Commissioner Engelbert continued participating in social activities rather than addressing these competitive challenges directly. The situation suggests she may be accommodating player demands rather than protecting league interests and ownership investments. The fundamental question remains whether these overlapping relationships and competing activities truly represent acceptable business practices. Unrivaled effectively dominated the WNBA's flagship weekend, capturing significant attention and fan engagement during what should have been the established league's premier showcase opportunity.
Again, it's easier to make an opinion and make a point on my own. On things for myself. I have pulled in more viewers. Like, my July is down on my June. My July is going to be, not viewership wise. Let's just say my July is down from last July. My last July, or my last September, like the last real month of WNBA, this month has been worse than last year. Yeah, well, mainly because Caitlin Clark hasn't played basketball pretty much all year. But, so it's down.
This situation demonstrates how competitive pressures can manifest even during celebratory events, highlighting the complex relationships between players, leagues, and business interests in professional women's basketball. The long-term implications of these dynamics will likely influence how both organizations approach future competitive interactions and business relationships. The WNBA's approach to presenting viewership statistics raises questions about transparency and context. Rather than simply sharing audience numbers, the league consistently frames every announcement as groundbreaking or unprecedented.
On last year, but if I want to compare it to January, a month where nothing was happening and there was no WNBA free agency, no Unrivaled hadn't started yet, all of these things. So if I want to go and compare it to January, I can say, oh, look, I'm up 400% on January. What the fuck does that mean? What does that mean? Honestly, what does that mean? Being up 400% on January. What does that mean? It means nothing. It means...
This pattern becomes problematic when considering the actual data behind these claims. The recent All-Star Game viewership serves as a prime example. While promoted as achieving historic numbers with significant percentage increases, the reality tells a different story. The broadcast attracted 1.3 million viewers across ESPN, ABC, and Disney Plus combined days. A respectable figure, but one that falls short when placed in proper context.
It means being up 400% on January means nothing because, let's be honest, we're out here in July? It's worse than last year. You can just pick random statistics. You can literally just pick random statistics saying, oh, it's greater than this. Like, yeah, obviously. Obviously. People lie for no reason. They're not lying. They're just skewing data. They're trying to make it so that the data.
The most telling comparison involves regular season games featuring Indiana Fever rookie Caitlin Clark. These contests routinely draw larger audiences than major events like the All-Star Showcase. A typical Clark game on network television can attract upwards of 2.5 million viewers, nearly double what the league's marquee mid-season event managed to achieve. This discrepancy highlights what many consider the Caitlin Clark effect, though the league seems reluctant to acknowledge it directly.
Make it so that the data looks as favorable as possible. But, like, what's the point? What is the point? Like, they're not technically lying. It's like when L. Duncan came out and literally said, we don't compare to 2024 because it's an anomaly. Like, we don't compare to 2024 because it's an anomaly. Like, it's weird. Like, what's the point? What's the point? Like, you can literally be okay.
The numbers speak clearly. Viewership drops approximately 40% when Clark doesn't participate. The 2024 season, which featured Clark's debut campaign, established new benchmarks for WNBA interest. Regular season games reached audiences approaching 4 million viewers, numbers that dwarf historical precedents. The statistical manipulation becomes apparent when examining how increases are calculated.
You can literally be okay with, look, 2024 is historic, but this is the second best year. Not this is historic. And they were like, scored historic viewership. How is it historic when it's like half of last year? Last year was nearly 4 million. How is it historic when it's like half of last year? Last year was historic viewership. This year, by the way, on the Friday, that was historic.
Current broadcasts are compared to 2023 figures rather than the more recent 2024 season. This selective comparison allows for impressive sounding percentage gains while avoiding acknowledgement of significant year-over-year.
That was historic. That was historic. Historic Friday views. We got historic viewership for Friday weekend. Why not put up 153? Just say 2.2 million average viewers and then just say second most watched All-Star game ever behind 2024, which is fine. You don't even have to say how down bad it is. It's a PR page. It's a PR page. Realistically, nobody's going to get too annoyed if it's a PR and you don't have a negative down on last year. But not pretending that it's up.
Before 2024, games rarely appeared in primetime slots, audience engagement remained minimal, and major events struggled to generate mainstream attention. The transformation following Clark's arrival cannot be overstated. It represents a fundamental shift in how the sport is consumed and discussed. The league's communication strategy appears designed to maximize positive perception while minimizing uncomfortable truths. Rather than acknowledging the dramatic impact of specific players, official statements emphasize general growth trends and carefully selected comparison points.